Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, I can get you one like it, but this example is sold. Special thanks to the owner, who is a gentleman and a connoisseur. He knows more about de Bethune than some people who've been collecting the brand since day one, and his collection rivals that of the factory museum. So Doc, thank you very much. Today we're discussing possibly the rarest de Bethune ever made in series, the DB29 Maxichrono Tourbillon. Probably my second favorite de Bethune after my own DBD. This is scarcer even than the Dream Watch 5. So a watch launched in 2014, available by request and essentially custom only. Ever since it debuted, it won the GPHG Chronograph Prize in 2014 because, frankly, it was a hell of a chronograph then, and it remains a hell of a chronograph and chronometer-grade tourbillon to this day. It is what its name implies. DB29 Maxichrono Tourbillon, but it's also a misunderstood watch, and here's why. People read 46 millimeters in diameter, they see the price at $300,000, and they think, I'm not going to risk that not fitting. Let me tell you, this is the best fitting de Bethune of them all. Why? Because it's 46 millimeters in diameter here in 5N red gold, but it's also only 46 millimeters lug-to-lug. That is shorter than the compressed lug-to-lug of the short lug on the DB28 XS extra small. So a thin watch at only 13.2 millimeters thick, 46 lug-to-lug, but also 46 in diameter. It's got a 24 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and you can see that the strap is anchored to the case, so there's no daylight between them, and the case beautifully sinuously wraps over the lug structure. You've got those ogival torpedo tip lug profiles to remind you this is a de Bethune, not something else, and that lug design dates back to the first product of 2002, the company's original watch, the DB1 chronograph. You can see here we've got a suede strap, gray, wrapped edge, monotone stitch, Epsom leather on the bottom. It's an Alex crown design. This watch comes with an understated DB25-like buckle, but let's be cool. This can be anything you want. Custom watch, custom buckle. If you want a deployant, you've got it. If you want a DB28 style buckle, you've got it. If you want something that's a one-off, anything's possible. Rolling around to the case now, you can see it is 5N, which is red gold, not pink, not rose. It's also a monoblock. So there's no separate bezel and case, and along those lines, it's a seamless aesthetic all the way around. We do have a coaxial pusher for the mono pusher chronograph that's mounted inside of the crown, and a trigger. Why? Because this is a Hunter caseback. Now you can see, unlike the Patek Philippe 5227, which calls itself a hidden hinge Hunter, you could still see the Patek hinge. Here you truly cannot. This is a true hidden hinge, and a premium feature I love on Hunter casebacks, you've got a true spring-loaded opening. Taking a look now, you can see that the hinge is entirely internal here. 30 meters water resistant, so don't swim with it. The watch has twin barrels, manually wound, patented self-adjusting. You cannot accidentally overwind it. Chronograph running, it's going to be about a 4-day power reserve. Chronograph off, it can eke out 5 days of power reserve. The tourbillon here is the world's lightest, and it is patented. So let's just go over the patents here. We've got the absolute clutch, patented. Twin self-adjusting barrels, patented. We've got the balance wheel of titanium and white gold, patented. We've got the hairspring curve, patented, and then this tourbillon design, which has 63 parts, but is the world's lightest at only 0.18 gram, 18 hundredths of a gram. It beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour, and the tourbillon makes 2 turns per minute. So this is a 10 beat per second El Primero style 5 Hz system. Now the Maxichrono refers to this system of 5 coaxial hands on the dial. So we have an anthracite dial, we have fired titanium hour and minute hands, which you can see are Breguet style with inserts to set them further apart from the chronograph hands. The chronograph hands are at center. They get pride of place. They should be prominent and easy to read. So we have 5 stacked coaxial hands. Outboard, you can see that we have a downwardly rolled chronograph seconds hand. Then we can register tenths of a second because of the 36,000 vibration per hour 10 beat per second rate. Now we also have a 60-minute radial indication of the minutes. And so you could see in that regard, it is just like a old Lemania caliber. It gives you central register minutes, so you can read them from 1 to 60, which is more natural than a chronograph register that only has 30 or 45 minutes. And then finally, you can see the opposite of the downwardly rolled seconds hand, we have an upwardly rolled chronograph hours hand that sits in the innermost disc of the dial inside a little well, where it has a 24-hour scale, so you can time more than the 12 hours of a standard chrono. You can time 24 hours. Great if you are following the 24 hours of Daytona or Le Mans. So we have a dial here that was customized by request to match the owner's DB29 Maxichrono. So that's why this particular combination of rose gold, or I should say red gold, and anthracite dial was requested, right down to the same material used for the hands and the numerals. We'll jump around back to the case back. I should emphasize just how sophisticated this movement is. It's 30 millimeters in diameter, so it properly fills the case back, and it features 3 separate column wheels. So 450 parts, 53 joules. This movement has more parts than most minute repeaters, to be perfectly honest. The 2014 GPHG Chronograph Prize winner has a super slick triple clutch system. So absolute clutch works like this. You have 3 clutches and 3 column wheels. 3 column wheels operating at the same time for a super crisp feel, and then absolute clutch is most similar to a vertical clutch. It is a roller-based system that gives you the seamless engagement of a vertical clutch, but it doesn't have the drag of a vertical clutch, which remains partially engaged full time. So it's like a vertical clutch, but substantially better. We also have an oscillating pinion for the minute display, which is a type of lateral clutch that has less play than a standard lateral clutch, and that's suitable for something that works in increments of minutes. And then we've got a conventional lateral clutch for the chronograph hours, because there's no undue play when you're measuring large increments like hours. So we have 3 column wheels, 3 clutches, and a patented system, 5 coaxial hands, including the 3 coaxial chronograph hands, and then a movement that is beautifully decorated, something we often overlook with Bethune pieces. But take a look at the base plate cap and then the upper bridge over the movement. Both polished, specular finished stainless steel, finished with diamond paste against a spinning wood wheel, artisanally skeletonized, beveled internally and externally. And then we have snailing surrounding the tourbillon with mirror finish on the tourbillon bridge, which, by the way, bears those 0.18 of a gram of steel, titanium, silicon, and white gold. You can see the substructures. The base plate is media blasted. All the chronograph parts in steel are satinated on their tops and then beveled on their sides. All screw heads are mirror finished with chamfered slots in circumference. And you can see a few places where springs and bridges are located on substructures, and the locating pins are actually polished on their heads in those cases with satination on the exposed wheels. I should mention that 63 parts and 0.18 of a gram on this tourbillon also include, besides the patented hairspring curve and the balance in the tourbillon design itself, a silicon escape wheel of Bethune's own design to improve the timekeeping, reduce the mass, and also reduce the need for lubricants in this movement. Again, power reserve, manual wind, cannot accidentally be overwound. 5 days chronograph off, 4 days chronograph on, and that is in spite of having a chrono and a tourbillon. This watch is designed to echo pocket watches of the 18th century, as Denis Flageolet and his former collaborator David Zanetta, who designed this watch with Denis, they are both classicists and pay homage to history. Remember, if I can impress upon you just one thing, this is a de Bethune watch that wears small. So much so that I'm actually going to wear it on my wrist. For once in one of these reviews, I'm actually going to strap this down and show you how this wears. This is a very comfortable watch. It's a beautiful fitting watch, and it is a beautifully compact watch. If you want the best fitting mega watch available from any brand, in my opinion, this is it. Flat enough to fit under a cuff, short enough that even over the top it doesn't protrude beyond the edge of my wrist, and then down the barrel, perfect clearances. This is suitable for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Ladies and gentlemen, step up. This is the ultimate de Bethune, but you're going to have to buy it full custom by order only. This one is not for sale. That said, if you've got the budget and the inclination, the sky and your imagination are the only limits. Again, 30 meters water resistant, so don't swim with it. Otherwise, this is an everyday watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com if you would like to express interest and start a discussion over a DB29 Maxichrono Tourbillon.